Ah, I see.
We can do a second episode sometime next week. I say next week, but like next year.
No, yeah, I was gonna say like fucking next week isn't next week.
Yeah.
You see,
Wolf
the
will be
thing,
like the
the
medium.
thing, like, Wolf will be like old and gray.
Yeah. He'll be
You
like
know,
he'll be the
like,
guy when we get too high, he goes, hey. Come on down.
yeah, he's got a fucking. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's got the old male personality. He's the guy who has to like rein us in. You
Yeah.
know,
Because we'll get up
bro has
there.
to like,
He just goes, hey,
yeah,
come here. Chill out.
hey, we'll get.
Then we
That'll
both
get us demonetized. Shut the fuck
slowly
up.
turn to him and go, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
But we're
like,
back down to ground level.
exactly. Like we've like reached an equilibrium of like pure shitting on Wolf. We'll probably just like diss him for about 10 minutes as well.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
And by the time we're done, we would have forgotten what we was talking about. So like his job would have been done.
It's a natural reset. That's why he's a medium.
Don't worry, Wolf. We love to shit on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed.
It's a fetish now. Oh, yeah. Fuck you.
Honestly.
Oh.
Like I noticed during Halo where you
fuck
saw
you.
What is
Wolf
that?
release the
Cutting you
zombie.
off when you talk? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Getting to shut the
Snake.
fuck up. Like,
How deep do we want to get into this? Because I have a couple of topics here that I don't have them written down. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I'm kind of just basing this off of my
I
own
mean,
thought.
if
but
we're not
still.
gonna be recording the 2 episodes, we might as well just like go through it.
No, that's why I said like we'll do it with Wolf. We'll bring everything into it, right? And then we'll just come back 5 months from now and do another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll just be doing it all in one episode because 5 months from now we'll have different topics to talk about.
Yeah. That'd be the first thing, right? Doctor Disrespect? What? Go ahead. Daily Motion? Yes.
Yeah.
Our new sponsor, Daily Motion. If you
I'll
want
be
Daily
pirating the
Motion,
phone.
you ain't part of the ocean. Bars.
Honestly.
That's what I'm
I'm not
saying.
gonna lie though, sometimes I hit bars without realizing it and I'm like, oh shit, that was kinda hard. You know? And then I'm
This
like, I
motherfucker
should
think
write
he's
songs.
Ghost.
I'd be like, I should write songs, you know what I mean?
I've had a couple of times
Like,
where I think I've had some bars, some fucking fire, and then I forget it when I like get up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. Like early on, like when we was talking, and you were like, "Yo, bars," like Dan, like shit like that. We need to just like get all of those clips and just like start saving them.
Yeah. Put it through an AI
And then
like audio divider, so it's just our fucking vocals, not the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like we'll just, or we could just re-record them or something. Like, and we'll just like we'll just like fucking turn it into a beat.
Exactly.
Because I think like some of the fucking things the lines go too hard to be like legally allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like we over here like committing war crimes with our vocals.
That's why we forget about it.
I,
It's the government.
yeah, exactly. I don't think they're ready. The
No,
simulation, it's not
we
ready.
spit bars, the government's going down. Defunded everything because that's going towards us.
Exactly. Like we're gonna get too famous. All the money's coming to us. Mine now.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying? All mine. My money. You know.
Exactly. Right.
Don't get a Frenchie. Like all they do is bite.
Couple of things has happened since the last time we were here doing a podcast episode. A lot of new friends, a lot of interesting things, a lot of internet drama that we're not really gonna talk about because it's old as fuck in internet terms. We're basically talking about like last year, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Like we're talking about things that are dead, you know?
Yeah, because relevancy and stuff like that. When I'm back in fucking 2014, you know.
Yeah, but you gotta remember we're not clout chasing, so like relevancy doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's true. We're not anyone. It doesn't really matter. So.
Dog, if you even fucking think about biting my foot, I'ma bite you. turn around and
So,
walk away.
a couple of things to get out of the way. We are joined by a
Furry.
friend, furry, yeah,
What's a
furry
furry?
works. Furry works.
Yep. Furry,
His
yep.
name is Wolf. That's how you know he's a furry. Obviously, he
Yep.
watches Ruby, so he's a furry.
His first owner is clearly a wolf. You know?
Yes, obviously.
Actually, no. It's like a weird fox thing. Like I've seen it. It's got a fat ass. It's very intense. Very intense. I've never seen someone
Naturally.
so serious about their game.
Of
Yeah,
course.
their furry game.
Well, anyways, Wolf, you want to introduce yourself? Say something.
Hello, I'm Wolf. I've been playing RPGs for most of my life. And I'm traditionally the meat shield.
Define most. Like how much is most? How many of your life has there been?
75% roughly.
Damn. 75% of what?
My life. I've spent playing.
Yeah, but what is your
RPGs.
life?
I mean, you can't really say you're a fucking meat shield when you literally only play tank in any RPG game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you assign that role to yourself.
Like that's purely optional.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, we'd be playing a game, and I'll be like, hey, dog, we have 11 different classes. Why are you going with the most mundane, shitty shit, like, slow character? And he goes, oh,
Yeah.
because I like tanks. Like, play someone else. Hello, it's a new game.
Exactly. I mean, heck, the only reason I'm only ever a melee is because I try to play something else, but I physically can't. I don't know what it is, but I always get drawn back to the melee. It's
True.
like I'll be over here trying to be a fucking shooter or a gunner or something like that, or a VAT specialist in Fallout, you know, and somehow I still end up with a melee. It makes no sense to me.
Hold on. Before we get a little bit too far into this, I will say this. Wolf is going to be the DM, Dungeon Master, of our D&D session that is going to happen sometime this month, later this month maybe, sometime next month.
Eventually.
With the current track, Christmas.
What
Yeah.
the fuck do you mean Christmas? Make it up as you go.
We're waiting for Cat to be ready to actually join the campaign.
Damn,
Yeah,
Cat can just join afterwards, like a random fucking NPC we pick up along the way.
Mhm.
Would prefer not to do that.
But you can find that on my channel. No voice. I completely forgot what my channel was. And Whooshere, which you think you have a channel, bro? I think I don't fucking know.
I do. It's MXC Who.
By the time this goes up, none of it's gonna happen. But hey, still check out the YouTube channels. Link in the description.
Oh yeah.
I
I might remember it.
But
it's really a remember. Like it'll definitely be on the Twitch at very least.
I'll try and find it. You know. But speaking about D&D, I was part of a D&D session once. The most boring
I was there.
fucking D&D session I've ever been a part of, and there has been so much confusion just surrounding it entirely.
I was spectating it. It was the worst fucking experience I've ever had.
We got to the 3rd episode before we just called it. And the 3rd episode wouldn't have happened unless I didn't say anything. Did I word that correctly? Unless I did say something.
Yeah, close enough. It's close enough.
Yeah. We got to episode 2, then well, a little bit of context. At the time I was working, and then I quit work because of circumstances that I'm not gonna get into. I don't need to say necessarily. Basically, life got in the way. I had to quit the job, I had to go back home, and then while I was job hunting, D&D was brought up. Now, it was brought up before by this one group, but it was pretty iffy. It wasn't something that was, like, planned ahead. It wasn't elaborated on.
I've brought D&D a few times over the years, but it just never really happened.
Well, that was because I didn't really have a PC back then. Having a PC now is kind of different, and actually having a dual monitors does kind of help. But it was so boring because no one was fucking interested at all, and there was so much confusion
The
because
fucking voices as well, all the same voice.
I think the main issue was probably because it was linear. Like the story
It had nothing
wasn't
to do with linearity. I mean, it was all well, it was very linear, but like it was like anytime someone wanted to do something interesting, he was like, no, we must move on.
it wasn't even
Can't
that
stay here too long.
that he said no. It was just the other two players in the group that they just moved on. We would get to a new area and they would just beeline it towards the person we needed to talk to, rather than exploring scene options, or at times within the third episode, which I think I still have on the channel. I think I
Plus,
unlisted
from
it.
the episode I watched, the DM just did constant exposition. Like constant.
Yeah,
It was
basically.
every other step he'd explain what you've already done in the past and what you can do right now, and then what he thinks you should do. He'd like basically tell you how to play the game, like the entire time, which is, you know, it was like he wanted you to play the game the way he wanted.
It was like
basically.
constantly going through a tutorial when the tutorial's like, hey, you can do this, but it's optional. But secretly,
He didn't have an
it
interesting
isn't.
tutorial voice. Like
No.
usually, like a tutorial, they're kind of upbeat. They're like, "Hey, you can do this," but like he was there,
They
like,
turn into a
"But
2012
hey,
like YouTuber, basically.
hey, you can do this. I mean, we can go and do that."
Now, I will say this. I have played with the guy before, so that is just him in general. He's very mundane. He has given us a warning ahead of time saying, hey, I'm not very out there. I'm not very creative. So that was given warning. So there is some leeway and some like...
It was a warning shot, you know?
Yeah, it was a warning, basically. But...
I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to be that bad, though.
I would be talking to one character, right? And the group would be somewhere else. So the other two players wouldn't know this was going on. But about 5 minutes into a conversation with an NPC, they would be coming over like they knew about this. And it doesn't make any sense.
Best way to describe this man is his voice belongs in, like, narrating a thesaurus. You know?
If I'm remembering correctly, you, Noel, found the NPC you were meant to be talking to. The others found a manager, and then you ended up having a conversation which had no relevance to the actual, like, plot. And then the other players came by, and then that's when the relevant plot information was presented.
Yes.
Wolf, I'm gonna talk to your manager.
I was just given optional dialogue until the actual party was given to the actual party that would arrive. I know I'm wording it incorrectly, but still, it was.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like the other, like the entire time, like when I was watching it, it was genuinely fucking excruciating.
Yeah,
like
it
I was like genuinely considering hiring this man to make me sleepy time stories. You know? Because man, I've never been put to sleep so fast in my fucking life. I genuinely felt drained when I had to leave.
Yeah. And it wasn't just you. It was everyone who tuned into the stream. Cat, Wolf, fucking...
I actually fell asleep during that stream.
I think it was like one other person, but I can't remember. And I was like, it was so fucking boring. Because he would be giving like paragraphs on fucking exposition. And I would have to
he'd
go...
still be repeating like old exposition as well.
I'd have to go into my OBS, bring up like a text editor,
yeah,
and then do it that way. So I'd be there for 5 minutes just being like, hey chat, how's it going? Oh, that's cool. You know, just interacting, whatever. And I just sit there banging my fucking head against the table, just please. It's been like 20 minutes.
Confused. At first I got really confused because I didn't realize what he was doing, and I was like, wait a second, that chat's changing. And then I started fucking reading it. I was like, damn, yeah, he's responding. Like, genuinely, I would have been playing something else in the background. Like,
yeah.
It was the most, like, and it doesn't even, genuinely, he was just repeating the same thing over and over again before giving the new exposition as well. It was like Avatar, the movie, like live action movie.
Yeah.
But in real life. He was constantly given that, as you know, I took down the library of Ba Sing Se. Like, type shit.
And just for, like, reference, I guess, I know we're shitting on this campaign pretty heavily, But there are a couple of moments where it was kind of fun, kind of. Mainly because I was the only one trying to be fucking creative in this. Because I was a plasmoid, I can shapeshift, I can do things, kind of things. So I would be creative with it, I'd turn into a blob, I'd go around rolling, investigating things. The others did not do that at all. Not in the slightest. One went to the main objective, the other one just followed. And
I'll be honest, I only think I heard the girl.
Huh?
I only think I heard the girl talk the entire time you were playing.
There were two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one girl. Like one singular voice.
Yeah.
The other person, I think maybe I heard a and that was it.
We would get into a fight, and the fight would take an hour and a half. Cause okay, row for advantage, or row perception, with advantage. Yeah.
Wasn't that against like a single Grick? Like it was against that one serpent with the 4 tendrils.
Yes. We had one engagement out of a 4-hour session. That's it. It was pain, to say the least.
I'll be honest, dog. Like I would have left after session 1.
The average is 1 fight per session, though sometimes there's more dependent on what's going on.
I don't know what kind of sessions you guys have played, but like we usually averaged about 3 or 4. Like whenever I played. This was a while ago, mind you.
I think the main reason I didn't leave was because it was the first D&D session I've ever had. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm a learn, I'm gonna get into it. Yeah, let's fucking go.
I'm gonna stick this out. Like it's my first. I can't just leave.
It just went bloop.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think that's what kills a lot of people's wanting to join, is the first game being fucking awful.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I've seen new people join and then just immediately stop. But to be fair, ever since playing D&D became no longer a nerdy thing, the community's gotten real toxic.
Yeah, I've seen some
really toxic. That's the reason I stopped. The moment fucking the moment what's it called? Life is Strange now. The weird one with fucking Chunk from fucking Goonies. He's a sheriff.
Stranger Things you talking about?
That's it, Stranger Things.
Didn't you say Stranger Things and then he went, no.
No, he said Life is Strange, which is a completely different thing.
Okay.
There's a new one of those coming out. I can't wait.
I haven't played the first one.
I need to catch up with that series.
I highly recommend it. But yeah, ever since that came out and people started fucking playing it, it just fucking went downhill so fast.
It's because people's perception of D&D is different to what D&D actually is.
No, it's not even that. People are joining and just telling you the rules to a game you've been playing for years.
Yeah.
And you're like, you kind of have to try not to rip their throats out with your bare teeth.
Okay, I'll be honest, really quick. I had to leave because I had to turn off my AC because it was so fucking cold that it was making my voice very shaky, sounding like I wanted to cry. So I had to cut that shit out. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
ooh, my teeth, ooh, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So yeah, basically, the whole community just fucking tanked, because you'd be able to find games a whole lot easier, but to be able to actually find a consistent game where people aren't just fucking brain rotted to a point of pure I don't know how to explain it. You know those people who toxic feminists, that kind of mentality, but without being a toxic feminist, just being a toxic player. It's that kind of stuff. You remember seeing those videos with the blue haired women who'd always shriek at the slightest thing?
Yeah.
It's that, but D&D.
I had 2 players like that. One attempted to make the entire story about them and then didn't show up to the sessions which actually needed them to be in.
Yep.
Makes sense.
The other one, after being greeted friendly to a tavern, tried to burn down the tavern, despite the fact me warning them several times, this tavern has a bunch of adventurers which are higher level than you. You guys are just at the start of your journey. Still attempts to
All
burn up
I'm
the
saying
tavern.
is I'ma accidentally tip over a candle.
Yeah.
I mean, he
I'm
didn't even
a-
succeed in burning down the tavern.
I
It's
want
just
to
he was like,
critically
oh, why are they able to
fail.
fight me?
I want to critically
Yeah, I'm gonna
fail a fucking
purposely
performance
fail.
check and
Yeah.
just burn an entire like city block down.
Yeah, I'm gonna purposely fail a like stealth check to like knock something over.
I can't wait for
Without
us
being
to like
seen.
actually get into it. That's the plan, and then we get like nat 20s
Yeah, obviously.
at
We're
fucking
gonna
like
actually
this
actually
fail.
fucking be perfect.
Yeah.
We're not gonna fail like at all.
Mm-mm.
Like we'll be deliberately trying to fuck up and it's just not gonna happen.
And then, like, you get into combat, and it's like, okay, I need to kill this guy. Roll that one. Your sword ends up in his sheath.
I roll that one, my sword's just gonna turn to dust.
You're
I'll
gonna
go up
try and
against a
pull it
fucking
out, and it
Medusa.
just snaps at the tank.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna try and pull it out and it's
Honestly-
just gonna be like it's just gonna be flaccid.
Yeah. It's actually just a foam sword from fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
Like somehow like from going from the tavern to this fight, I would have accidentally replaced my sword for a fucking like popcorn string.
It's just a bunch of glued, dried fucking pasta sticks.
That's what I'm saying. It's just some kid's pasta art.
Yeah. It's not even
It-
like
the camera just cuts over to like a child playing with sword, and the parents like, wait, where did the pasta go?
Yeah.
you try and pull the sword out of the sheath, and it's just a fucking pot. It's like, how the fuck
Yeah,
did this
some,
get
like-
in there?
It's pull it out and it's just like dead ass a frying pan.
Honestly, frying pan would kind of fuck.
Yeah, I reckon I could do more damage with a frying pan.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like bludgeoning damage must be like on god like levels.
Imagine
frying
being a
pan.
wizard and then taking out a pan.
Cast in fried egg on them.
Nah. I cast iron.
I cast. Wait, no. Yeah,
I cast iron.
I
Hell
heard
yeah.
that like the second time round in my head, and I was like, I get it. I get the pun. Funny guy. Funny
yeah, I got a
guy.
couple of jokes. Ah.
you probably can't tell, but I'm smiling and nodding.
Sounds
Bro's
about
just there
right.
like,
Yep, checks out.
Yep.
Yo, my character's just gonna be punny. I'm gonna make a character shirt based on puns.
His name better be Pew, dog. Better be small as fuck. No, tall as fuck. He has to be like
No,
11 foot.
he's gonna have like a really long torso and just really short legs. Fuck it, it's gonna be a gorilla. It's gonna be a gorilla in
Winston.
like a suit. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be Winston. It's not gonna go. Just sing on like all the fucking time. Like whenever it's gonna be Winston. He's gonna be a fucking like mage. And like every single time I try and cast a spell and it fails, I'm just gonna be. Is this thing on? Like, just
Okay.
like try and fucking flick it.
Thought, right? Wolf, this is kind of directed at you.
Yeah.
Say I'm a wizard, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I go, I cast, I cast, right? If I do an intimidation check and go, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna announce when I'm casting spells. Would they get intimidated?
I feel like just shouting out "I cast" would be like enough for an intimidation check.
You can surely try to use it to intimidate, though it would be at
I
regular
feel
or
like
disadvantage
any-
dependent on who you're trying to threaten.
I feel like any exclamation in like a loud voice would be a intimidation check.
Yeah, you could do an intimidation
Because it's
check
like growling
basically
at your enemy.
screaming. Yeah.
Right.
Like, it doesn't even need to be intelligible. like anything can be used as intimidation. So if it's weak, it's gonna be at disadvantage. Like if you try asking, "Please move out the way" in like an innocent tone, that's gonna be at disadvantage.
Now I'm just
So
thinking.
Yeah, but like,
it still
nah,
could
nah, nah,
work.
nah, nah. I've seen some like little fucking kids who speak to me that way, and I want to smack those kids so fucking fast, like out of like freakiness, because some of those kids shouldn't speak like that, you know?
Have you ever
Like
had a
those
kid come
fucking
up to you and start threatening you? And you're just like,
yeah,
"Please, off my size."
some kid like came up to me and tried to like start a fight with me. He was like 9. He said like punch me, do it. Like why are you hitting me? And I was like I didn't hit you. He was like do it. And he started shoving me, so like I poked him in the forehead, and he fell to the floor and started crying.
Do you start laughing
Like
at him?
I found, oh yeah, immediately.
Mhm.
Like I've never laughed so heartily in my life.
I want to backtrack a little bit. So you said, "Can you please move out of the way?" I immediately thought of White Chicks, where he's rushing
Yeah,
to the bathroom, just move, bitch, and fucking pushes him
move
out of
it.
the way.
Throws him. Yeah, and he fucking bashes up against the wall like a ragdoll. I miss those movies. I miss those movies where like it was very obvious ragdolls.
Yeah,
I
especially
miss that.
in what was it, Fresh Prince, right?
Yeah, Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fucking
miss the
loved it.
very obvious ragdoll. It was one of my favorite gimmicks because it was so fucking stupid.
Hmm.
My favorite one was when they were when it wasn't even the ragdoll. They just had the actual person fly out the door. They did that like a few times. Though I think it's because it was maybe too expensive to do the actual ragdoll because it was like for one
No,
thing.
it'd be more expensive to do an actual person.
Yeah.
A ragdoll is literally a fucking crash test dummy. They just throw it. It's designed to like be thrown.
I swear for Uncle Phil they did like him being thrown
No,
off. Actually,
no, it was always a ragdoll.
that was probably me misremembering then.
That's what I'm
Like,
talking about. Like, I miss the comedic ass ragdoll.
yeah.
It was great.
It had to be like super obvious as well. It couldn't be
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
kind of
talking about.
realistic.
Like,
It had to be over the top as fuck.
it was always like the most fucking like obvious ragdoll that's ever existed, and genuinely that shit like was fucking peak. Like
It has
comedy
to,
has never gotten any better.
it has to be like a shitty dub, like they did with Kung Pao. It's like, that's a lot of nuts, and the guy was like very obviously whispering, or they edited in a fucking bag of nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I miss shitty edits, basically.
Yeah, I miss the early 2000s. It's kind of in general.
Yeah, same. Like the early 2000s was genuinely the peak of like things coming, new things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now everything's basically the same. Like even the kids' media is all the same, and that truly saddens me because they don't get to grow up with like a variety of just like absolute fucking nonsense. You know?
Yeah.
Like when we were kids, like the brain rot was like at least varied.
The brain
So we didn't.
rot was fucking like video game funny moments where it'd be nothing but glitches. Source filmmaker of oddly Left 4 Dead characters, and like shitty jump scares from like the maze game.
Yeah. Or
That
just
was our
like,
brain rot.
or just like fucking Minecraft parodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Or just generally like fucking parodies of things.
My brain rot was fucking Source filmmaker and shit, what was it? Herobrine High School or some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
my brain
yeah,
rot.
I remember that shit. Genuinely like the brain rot we had was all over the fucking place. Now
Uh-huh.
like the brain rot which exists now is just like two things, like fucking Skibbity Toilet. I'll be honest, I can only list Skibbity Toilet.
I don't have TikTok, so I don't know any of this. I'm actually like
This is
kinda
from
saved.
YouTube.
No, I know, but I mean like in general, most brain rot is just
And the
fucking
main
TikTok.
reason, like, even like when we had brain rot, our brain rot was not the same. Like, kids' brain rot now is just genuine, actual fucking rot.
Yeah.
Because I was in town, and there was kids running around screaming "Skibbity toilet, bop bop, yes yes." Like,
They
a kid
got
ran up to me and said, hey mister, skibbity toilet, bop bop, yes yes," and then just started laughing and doing a fucking like the owl dance from Pennywise.
uh-huh.
And like I've never like looked into someone's eyes so dead before. You know?
Did you immediately deck the child and yell at him that you're not giving taxes, no matter how hard the government tries?
I didn't hear you. You keep getting quieter.
Government
I think it's
taxes.
because
No, no.
What about government taxes?
But you know what?
I just punted the
Okay.
child. I picked him
Yeah.
up and punted him.
So, or you know, it's
Like
more
I
of-
sent him straight to the quarter line. You know? Straight through the 2-post.
Oh, for a little side note for the YouTube frogs, we are currently doing this live with chat, and chat has a question. They say, quick question, when you guys say cat, do you mean someone named Lady Cat? Because in secret, and she refuses to join. Basically, context to cat. Cat is someone you introduced that we kind of found
Yes.
just by playing Lethal Company. She's an old friend. We'll get more into
mean,
Cat
no,
and everything,
Cat-
everyone else later. Just
Cat, I
right
played
now.
Phasmo for about a year before I tried to introduce you to the first time round. Like the first time round, you guys didn't really mesh, but then the second time round, shit was happening. You know?
I guess we can get into it right now. All things considered, I guess.
No, that was the whole exposition I was
No,
giving.
I know, but if you're gonna say that, we might as well continue on with it.
No, that was all.
Hmm.
The lore has been dispensed. That's all the lore I shall give.
That's all my say. That's my part of the book. That's my chapter finished.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
It's done. But for reference, Kat is a friend of ours, girlfriend, my girlfriend. And she is
Feminoid as a
also a streamer. So
She's the
we call
token
her Kat.
character, you know?
Yeah,
Oh.
she's the.
Like
Yeah.
Wolf is the target.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't even disagree with that one.
Kat is the token character because like she she's a female. We need a female in the group. You know, just
Absolutely.
not be sexist.
You know, diversity
know?
and all that.
Yeah, diversity. You know,
What is
woman
it?
empowerment.
Inclusion, inclusive,
That's
being
it,
inclusive.
Yeah, inclusive.
Yeah.
Being inclusive.
Speaking about being
because-
fucking inclusive, dog, can we mention the games that have been inclusive lately and just completely fucking flopped? Like
Which ones?
Concord
Because like there's been a
and-
lot of them.
and that one fucking Dust game that no one remembers, even though it just came out. Because I just know Dust. That's it. Like genuinely.
Genuinely, I vaguely recognize it, but I have no memory banks of it. You know?
I've kind of spoken about this on my own stream at a different time. I say a different time. Yesterday, I kind of spoke about this, but I wanted to save it for the podcast specifically, where games just
I'll be honest.
in the lightest way to put this. I'm not picking sides. I'm not left, right. I really just don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
no one fucking cares about inclusivity besides like what is it? Ad companies, right? I
Yeah,
guess
it's
is the way
companies.
to put
Yeah.
it. I just want to sit down. I want to play a fucking game. I want to have fun. I don't care if I have to sweat at it, but if you want to shove fucking all this stuff about being inclusive in my fucking face, I'm not gonna play the game. I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna do it.
That's the thing. Like, I believe the only games like that really should be inclusive, so to speak, are the games where it's a natural progression of the characters. You know, like
Yeah.
it's something which is in the game. It's not forced down your throat. Like you're like, oh, cool, they're gay. That's it. You know, that should be the entire like that should be the entire ethos of those characters. Like, kind of like how they did it in Destiny, even though Destiny isn't a good example of this. Like they brought up that Saint and Osiris are gay, and they're a couple, and that's basically it. They've mentioned it a few times.
You can
like, over
read in
time with
between the
lore.
lines when they're talking here and there, and you'll pick something up every
Yeah.
now and again. But it's not like
Yeah.
in your fucking face. Like we're
Exactly.
a married gay couple. Oh.
Exactly.
It's like I don't care.
Like,
Just get me through the fucking campaign.
Exactly. Like it's world building. Like with fucking CD Projekt Red, the way they did the characters in Cyberpunk, as well, like that's an ideal way of doing it. Like, because you can choose to be like gay, straight, bi, or whatever. But the gay option between you and the rock star in the game is pretty subtle. There isn't like immediate like just like, oh, look at this, we've added a gay relationship. Look at us, you know.
Yeah, I know we're saying gays, and it feels like, or it doesn't feel like, but it may seem like we're targeting gays. It's just the easiest way to put it without getting into specifics.
Yeah,
gay
having to consider more of a blanket term.
Yeah, having to constantly say lesbian, bi,
LGBTQ+.
pan. Yeah, that basically. Just gay is a full coverage of everything.
Or like people say queer now, even though that was a no word before. To describe the community, it's things like, it doesn't really matter what we call it. At the end of the day, like, we're making a point. People are understanding said point. We're not being bigots.
Hopefully,
we're not
I know
saying,
there's people that just aren't gonna fucking get this and be like,
we're,
you guys don't want to be inclusive. It's like, no, that's not what we're saying at all. We
genuinely don't give a fuck.
Yeah, just don't shove it on our fucking face.
Exactly, you can be whatever you want. I mean, fuck, I'm asexual. Like, that is genuinely just purely because I get bored. Like, genuinely, like, relationships don't really do it for me. You know, I just want a vibe. That's my whole existence. But I don't go around making everyone know that you can't do that. I'm gay. You know, type
you don't
shit.
Wear a fucking flag on your back with like 80 fucking badges, just saying like, I'm bisexual. Like, look at me.
If someone says, "Oh yeah, he's straight," or all that sort of stuff, I'm just gonna like continue about my day. I'm straight, but like if someone like wants me to be gay, I'm gonna be gay around the homies. I do not give a shit. I'll be gay around anyone.
That's
just purely
homies.
because
I
find it funny. Like, you know, because if someone's gonna be gay around me, I'm gonna be gay around them. You know,
like if someone says, "Hey, I'm gonna suck you off," as a joke, I'd be like, "Okay, go ahead. I'm not stopping you."
Go ahead.
You know,
like when and where. Come on.
Exactly. $20 is $20.
Exactly. Like, I genuinely have no like hatred in me for people who are part of the community, because I don't see the point in it. The only people I have hatred in are the people who try and force it down your throat, like vegans. I don't like vegans. All vegans are the same. They all try and force it down your throat. That's the only community of like actual people I don't like. Them and the French. I don't like the French.
I don't think
they always seem like the Ruptor stuff. You know?
They always smell like piss.
Always suspicious. Yeah, they're always suspicious.
I kind of have to agree with the vegan statement though, because those motherfuckers will genuinely get in your face and be like, "Did you know about the animal? Did you see those videos?"
Exactly.
It's like
it's one universal personality. I swear to fucking God, they're being controlled by a fucking mushroom hive mind.
Now, we're not gonna say all, just the majority. The 90 fucking 5% that is there.
Before we continue, your mic keeps randomly going quiet. Wolf, are you hearing this?
Yeah.
Let me.
Like, it's been going quiet for like a while.
Hold on.
I don't know if it's picking up in your video.
Is that a lot better?
Like, you sound fine right now. You sounded fine just a second ago. But every now and again, it's like you move away from your mic and do this.
Yeah, it's the AI noise cancellation I have turned on. It helps like mono everything out, but if I get too loud, then it fucking lowers me in general. I'll just turn it off for now.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going far away from your mic.
Yeah, it's only to help when I get really loud. So, you know, now that won't happen. Now I just have like a normal noise gate.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, genuinely, I swear to God, they've ate so many mushrooms that they are genuinely a hive mind. They're part of a mycelial network. It's all one. It's all one mind.
Bro, use a big word for that.
I think it's what's her name? Johnny Depp's ex. I think she's the hive queen.
Something Heard.
That's it, Amber Heard.
Anyways, hey Wolf, I know we're leaving you out of this, and you're the guest. So what do you think about all this? What do you think about inclusivity, dog?
We'll get you included. You know, inclusivity.
Gotta be inclusive. You know, include a furry.
Exactly.
Just so you don't get any backlash.
You can add it into like the. I'm not a furry, for God's sake.
Dog, you can't deny it.
I'm not a furry. If I was to be a furry, that would have happened like ages ago.
I'm
Wolf,
not gonna
you
lie,
watch
these
Cat,
things,
and Cat is a furry.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it comes to
it's quiet.
inclusivity,
Honestly,
you
he
don't really
fucking had
want
to think about it for
to.
a second.
I was trying to remember how to say the word inclusive.
Right.
But
Continue.
yeah,
Continue.
uh, inclusivity. You want, like, if you're gonna add it, you want to add it in a way where it's not like in everyone's faces. Like, it's okay to have like characters which are the main characters, which are gay and stuff like that, but don't make it like their entire personality.
Not gonna lie,
Which,
dog. You just repeated the same points we just did, so you're in agreement with what we said.
yep.
Facts.
Honestly. So the
Because
only
like
thing that's
again,
there is
a game where there's a lot of inclusivity is Life is Strange, which I mentioned earlier by accident.
Oh yeah.
Like that game, I fucking love it. I love that game. Like the character's very gay in it, but like it's not immediate like, yeah, they're gay. They're gay, you know?
it's
Like
just
I didn't
having good writers and a good director to push the narrative without forcing it onto that this
like
character.
I didn't like Ellie's storyline from
Last of Us?
The Last of Us.
Mm.
Because her storyline was very like it was too fast paced. And it was very like, oh, suddenly she's gay now, you know?
Well, they kind of showed it in the first one.
Yeah, they did
She had a whole
with the
fucking
DLC.
yeah.
But like again, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I think for the most of the DLC, I just thought they were good friends, basically.
That's fair.
And then all of a sudden, they were kissing, and then she died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like dead ass the whole fucking story,
Yeah.
you know. And then in the second game, she turned into like ultimate butch lesbian. Like she was the man in the relationship.
They basically just rushed fucking Last of Us
Yeah,
2
it's
because
serious rush.
they didn't want to make
character
a part 3 and
development.
they killed off fucking Joel. So
I truly hated that game, The Last of Us 2.
I still haven't played it. I'm not going to.
Mostly because of the way they killed off Joel. Like the game itself is very mid in the first place anyway. Like I played through it, completed it.
That's why part 1 got a remaster. Part 2 is fucking dead in the water. That's all I'm saying.
Part 1 got like 3 remasters.
Yeah.
I'm still halfway through part 1. So I have no idea what the hell's going on.
See, I haven't played part
I knew
2,
that
so
Joel died
in
in
my
part one.
headcanon, Joel is still alive.
My head
I
canon
knew-
Joel's still alive anyway. I've completely like erased part 2 from being part of the canon. You know? It's just a separate reality, you know?
Yeah.
I
What were
feel
you
like
saying,
if in the main game though, before Wolf continues, because
Mm.
he's only played half the game. In the
That's
main game, like I feel like if they'd sprinkled more of like the whole her possibly being, you know, a lesbian into the actual playing of the original game. Yeah, she was young, but obviously like that doesn't really matter. According to a lot of like people who are in part of that sort of stuff, they're like, yeah, we knew from, you know, younger age or something. If they at least tried to include some of that into the main like story instead of like adding it on in a DLC, it wouldn't have been so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But genuinely, it was just so slapped on that it just felt very unnatural to me. Right, Wolf, what was you saying?
What
What was you saying?
I wasn't saying anything. I was just sitting quietly.
It was
agreeing.
about The Last of Us.
Oh, I've made it through like halfway through The Last of Us 1. I knew that Joel died in The Last of Us 2. I don't know how. I don't know what happens.
In
I
a
just
pathetic way.
did.
Like an actually uncharacteristic way.
They actually killed off a fucking legend, and that like not to fucking kill off a legend at all.
Let me
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
He dies while stepping on a rusty nail or something.
No.
Nah.
Would you like to know?
Nah, I'll get the
Would you want
disappointment.
spoilers for this fucking 30-year-old game by now? I don't know how old it is. Like,
I'll get the disappointment. once I
2017
go
was
see
Last
it.
of Us 2, wasn't it?
I'll
It
get
was a
the
long ass
disappointment-
time ago.
Mhm.
I'll get the disappointment once I take a look at it.
It's not disappointment, it's pure rage.
Okay.
Like, actually, the way they killed him off was so disrespectful for the character. Like, actually disrespectful. Like, Joel's supposed to be a badass, and the way they killed him off made him look like a absolute you know, it made him look like a like a background character. You know.
Did they fully complete the Last of Us series, the Netflix adaptation, or the
No,
IRL
there
one?
is supposed to be a season 2 of that. It is coming, and it is
Mhm.
so fucking good. Like they are departing from the game though, so hopefully Joel doesn't die.
Ooh, hey, I'm just saying, bro. You don't have to die. Hey, you know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason I think there might be another game coming out afterwards. That's like closer to the show's storyline than there is to
Mm.
the game storyline.
So
I
you
feel
think
like there's so much backlash
they're gonna
on
retcon the
that.
fucking part 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm. Maybe. Because part 2
I
was
hope so.
it's pretty much a fucking failure.
Oh, have you
Yeah.
guys seen the Minecraft movie trailer?
Oh yeah, it's god awful.
Yeah.
Oh dear
No.
Like
lord.
Jack Black is Steve,
He is him, yeah.
and the way he says it as well is so like it's like in the trailer he says it like he's performing for a role. If you get what I mean. You ever see like new actors do like a reading of a script?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He says it like that.
Honestly,
I'm Steve. That
I
type of stuff.
sound like fucking Gromit. Fuck you. I fucking thinking of Wallace and Gromit now. Yeah.
Wait, that's coming as well, isn't that?
Is it?
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, there's a new movie. Yeah, there's a new movie. It's doing in
Ooh.
stop motion as well. Yeah, it's great.
Aren't
Is
they
it-
remaking Coraline as well?
Yes, they are live
Oh,
action.
that's happening. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
can't
Live
wait.
action. I don't know about that.
No, it looks good. It looks really good so far.
Oh, Beetlejuice 2 is also coming.
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I'd rather. Just
He
stick with
doesn't fit the
first one.
role anymore. He really doesn't fit the role anymore.
Is it because he's aged about 60 years?
Well, for one, Beetlejuice himself, he shouldn't age. But it's nothing to do with that. It's just the way he introduced himself in the trailer as well. It felt so off. It's like he completely forgot the character. And it just makes no sense to me. It did not need a new movie.
It's like there's a layer of disinterest, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like
So,
he's
yeah.
only doing this now because he's getting paid a lot.
Yeah, for the money, guaranteed.
Like unlike when he was playing Batman in the recent movies. Like that was the only time like he seemed to really be back in the role. Enjoying it in the Flash movie.
Yeah.
Like I could see him as Batman. He stepped right back into it like it was no one's business. But like the Beetlejuice role, he doesn't like fit anymore.
Wolf, you got anything to say before I carry on?
Nope.
Well, we have strayed pretty far from what I wanted to talk about, or at least like get the updates out of the way. But I feel like we kind of got the majority of it. You guys just want to dive into fucking like old YouTube drama with YouTubers coming out as Minecraft YouTubers for what past 6 months?
Yep. It is like Dr. Disrespect, I'll be honest, like I kind of expected it from him. Like he just always seemed like someone who would, you know. But like on the one hand, it technically like there isn't really like substantial like it's not so much evidence, but how do I explain
Yeah, I know what
it?
you're talking about.
Like on the one hand, it seems more like what happened with Toby, like back in the day, and like he did a music video with Umpavale recently, mind you, which is fucking baffling to me.
Toby's allegations were false, right?
Yeah, they're all false, all of them.
And he still got like all the fucking flack for it as well.
Yeah, like it killed his channel and it killed his like creativity, and I feel so bad for Toby. Like he kind of went off the rails afterwards. He does VODs. He still does music videos. As I said, he did a recent music video with Umpavale. And it's all about conspiracies. It's great. Like it's so fucking bad, but it's so great.
Dr. Disrespect actually recently put out a statement saying that the employees were not even on the same team. So we just need to wait to see what actually happens out of that.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't got all the information on Dr. Disrespect's thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
yeah,
let-
he was talking to someone who was like relatively underage, but on the one hand, like it's also, I don't think we've got all of the information behind it either.
Did they come
wait-
forward with like a confirmed date of birth so we actually know they're underage? Was that
No,
like
no.
clarified?
No, that hasn't come out.
So they're
We
just
haven't
saying
even
they're
seen the
messages.
underage.
We haven't seen
Yeah,
the messages. We don't
pretty
even know who the person is. All we know is that Dr. Disrespect said something, and somebody pushed it to some legal team, and
Yeah.
nothing else has been pushed. we
So
have
for
no
all
idea
we
what's
know,
going on.
he's clean.
Yeah, pretty much.
For all we know, he could have been attempting to coach someone into a new channel. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Which is
Like I
hon-
think
which is
with
honestly the
Dr.
best ending.
Disrespect's current situation, it's mostly drama.
Yeah.
But just general drama. But like until we get all of the information, I'm not gonna make a ruling one way or another when it comes to him. Like I don't watch him anyway. Like I've watched some of his clips, and that's about it.
I've never seen anything from Dr. Disrespect. Like I knew
Seen
of him and
a
I
few
knew
clips.
what he did, but or not what he did, what he was doing at the time, like playing PUBG, like all the shooter games, and being like the tip top fucking 0.001% of creators,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it. Basically,
Mm.
I know him from his like reputation, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Wolf,
Yeah.
you gonna say something?
No. Basically, it was the same thing with Helix. I've only seen these clips, and in general, not making a decision until we get all the facts, or at least enough facts to make a decision.
I could be wrong about this because I'm not fully caught up with the whole situation, but I feel like a lot of people were, what is it? Not fucking conversion. Assuming that's why he got banned off of Twitch, right?
Yeah. No,
'Cause it
he was
wasn't-
definitely banned off of Twitch for doing something. I think it was basically for quote unquote talking to said minor, but I don't think it was because it was all hushed. It wasn't immediately made public. I don't think it actually was as bad as like what is actually happening. Basically, a lot of what people are saying it is.
I mean, in
Ca-
general,
It was.
fucking.
I feel like it's the same as that one boxer from the Olympics who basically got shit on for being a man, even though there's no evidence like of her being a man, or even having like the genetic condition of her having two X chromosomes, an XY chromosome.
yeah.
So, I think it's a lot of misinformation at the moment. Until all the information comes out, I don't think there's much we can really say towards or against it, other than like if it's true, it's kind of scummy.
It's correlation, not causation, right? People
Yeah,
are
pretty much,
correlating the
yeah.
fucking DMs to him getting banned rather than
Yeah.
us knowing the actual cause of it. Because Twitch,
Yeah.
I feel like Twitch would have come forward even though there was a lot of legal proceedings
Yeah.
after him getting banned. But even
Yeah.
then, people were just assuming at this point because nothing was confirmed. So
Yeah, exactly.
There's also the
People are
issue
just-
with
People are
Mr.
just
Beast
drawing
currently
lines
going on.
and like connecting dots.
mhm.
Yeah, but that isn't with Mr. Beast. It's with it's with Tristan. Tristan?
I don't fucking
Uh,
know.
Chris, Ava.
Chris.
comic.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more with Chris, because like it was brought up multiple times beforehand, basically, of him being a bit odd, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Mhm.
So I don't
Bunch-
think it's something that like he would have missed since he had been so close to him.
A bunch of people are trying to do like deface Mr. Beast's brand, saying that he knew about all this stuff and he's abusing people on purpose.
People have been doing that for years.
Yeah.
People have been
this
doing
is
that
like-
for years.
This time around,
I feel
Mr.
like-
Beast has hired a lawyer. People are like, "Oh, look, he's hired a lawyer, so he's guilty." But in general, if you
Well,
have that kind of money, you hire the lawyer to get those allegations
no,
pushed away.
Not really, because if there was any truth to them, like as he's done before, he just kind of ignored it. and continue this thing.
I feel like you hire a lawyer because you're getting defaced, not because
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
guilty. Like you're getting
Yeah.
No, but,
dragged through
like,
the fucking
no, I
mud.
get
You
that.
kind of want a safety net to get some of the mud off
No, I
you.
get that, but again, like he's never done it before. Even when he was getting slandered like ages before, he'd make an update video on it, and that's about it. He'd be like, yeah, no, it's not
No,
true.
times
or,
have
like,
changed. Times
But,
have
like,
definitely changed since then.
the fact that he is like hiring a lawyer this time, I don't think I feel like it's sort of more of an admission of guilt, even if it's not like fully true. Because like a lot of his stuff is faked, you know.
Yep.
Like that's been known for years.
Yeah.
But like there are things which he definitely has done that are real.
Oh
But
yeah.
I feel like
it's-
since they
I feel like
were
everything's
best friends
Yeah.
and all that, they had history with each other. They knew each other for a long time before, you know, Mr. Beast got famous and whatever. He's
Yeah.
been there through the transformation. Mr. Beast had to have known something, and maybe that's
Yeah,
why
that's what
he
I'm
hired a
saying.
lawyer to kind of safeguard himself from leaking that something or getting that something leaked out, you know?
I
I'm
think
not
it's
saying he's
more of a
not
matter of,
guilty,
like,
and like he's not like, how do I say this? Uh,
at fault. Or like
I guess,
knowing
yeah.
by omission.
Yeah.
It's more likely that Jimmy had suspicions, but never actually went in to confirm it because he probably trusted his friend a bit.
Stuff was
too
very
much.
obvious.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
like,
photo of
it-
fucking, what was it? Shadman's drawing of some
Yeah,
like
on his
child,
wall,
whatever,
yeah.
on his fucking wall, and then you can see Mr. Beast in the background looking at it. Like, obviously, Mr. Beast knew something,
I don't think
but
Mr.
not
Beast is
everything.
as like as unknowledged as he claims to be, so to speak.
He definitely knows
Because-
something.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, something was up, but as to whether like that something was, you know, as obvious as what's happened, but I can't imagine you be around someone for that long and know them for that long and then not like, especially the way how bold he was with it.
Hmm.
And him not like mention it. Like even if you think it's a joke,
Mm.
like we joke around some fucked up shit all the time.
Yeah, but
But,
we
like,
never joke on that
exactly.
fucking degree.
That's what I mean. Like you can kind of tell when it's not a joke.
Hmm.
And I feel like he should have caught on by now, at very least, because
Like,
Mr. Beast isn't like he isn't a dumb guy. He's
Sure.
pretty
Yeah.
he's pretty smart.
That's true, yeah.
Like you don't get to where Mr. Beast is without being like pretty clever.
Kind of lucky as
Like,
well,
this-
but that's a whole
Yeah,
YouTube
obviously,
thing, and I
there's-
don't want to get into that shit.
There is luck there as well, but he started YouTube when you could play the algorithm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So he like obviously experienced like a meteoric rise. But to be able to keep on top, that's when smarts happen. It's just like how PewDiePie was keeping on top. Like that man, like he was the most subscribed channel on YouTube for years until like what was that Indian company that took over?
T-series.
Yeah, T-series. T-series finally took over. But like a lot of those channels, the early channels which we used to watch, you know, Minecraft and all that sort of stuff, they died off fairly fast. Like when YouTube started changing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, I do want to
Cool.
say this, just as a disclaimer. I might edit this in the beginning before we get into the Mr. Beast. I might not. I don't really know if that's a future me problem. But we are not picking sides. We are just giving opinions. We're not for or against Mr. Beast. It is purely just riding that gray area of like, well, here's the facts. Here's what we think. We're not choosing
Yeah.
sides. We're not defending anyone. Purely just opinions.
Because I don't really care if Mr. Beast knew or not. I feel like he should have known, just
Mhm.
purely because of how long it's been. But I also like I'm not gonna say yeah he definitely knew. He knew someone was up. You know.
Guilty.
Yeah. Because yeah, some people can just be that oblivious around their friends.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen many times.
No, you're just oblivious.
So I've seen it with other people. And yeah, technically that did happen to me like twice. My first best friend literally betrayed me like about 6
Literally?
months in. Bit me in the leg. Just bit me in the leg at random.
Are you
He
talking
bit
about your
you in the
dog?
leg?
No,
I
first
think he's
best
talking
friend.
about his dog. He was like man's best
No,
friend. Yeah, it was definitely
Furry,
his dog.
furry,
First best
furry,
friend.
Yeah,
furry,
furry. Yeah,
furry,
definitely. He was hanging around with his furry
furry.
friends, and he got a little bit too into pup play or whatever the fuck it's called.
What the
Yep.
fuck?
Guaranteed. 100%.
Yep.
We got him.
New
All right,
wolf
podcast
lore
over.
unlocked.
I'll see you guys later. Check out the link in the description. See you guys. No, fucking. Just end it there.
What the hell's
No,
pup
yeah.
play?
I don't fucking know. I just know I've heard of it. Google it.
I
Find out.
I want to go back a
I'm
little
not
bit.
gonna do that.
Right, you said it's pretty obvious when things are jokes and when they're not jokes.
Yeah.
Cause there's like a very lenient phase with it. Kind of. There's like joking, kind of jokes. Okay, these jokes are getting tired, and then what the fuck is going on? Kind of phase.
Yeah. Like, if you're continuing said thing, like, it's like, is he joking at this point? Which is my whole point. Like, if you joke about it for that long, like, I feel like you should have, like, caught on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we have our dark jokes, but they rarely last for that long. Like, usually our jokes, the only times they ever last for, like, a relatively long time is when they're fucking stupid, like gas that eats your face.
Yeah, but that's gas that eats your face.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So-
it's stupid shit. Like carry on. We don't really ever carry on dark jokes. Like, yeah,
There-
we'll bring it up from time to time.
I wouldn't say the stuff
Like-
we carry on is jokes. They're very inside jokes. That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
Because no
Like,
one would
you
get
have to
that
go back
reference
and find the
unless you
lore.
played that game and watched that video.
One specific game.
Yes.
One specific game.
There's gas that eats your face.
I feel like if we actually get like a regular viewer base, someone's gonna play that one specific game and be like, oh, you know?
Oh, so that's what they've been talking about for the past 10 years. Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're like, ah.
Yeah, but
No,
getting a
they're
consistent
gonna
viewer base
figure it
for
out.
us is being consistent, and we're consistent as fucking, like, dark. Or, I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
pretty much. We're as consistent as like two particles being split. You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
That was a really dark joke. I shouldn't have said it. Like most
Shut the
people
fuck
won't get it, and I'm not gonna elaborate. But yeah. So,
They've
Mr.
been
Beast
in the
Drummer is
song for too
wild
long.
right now. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Enjoying the sunlight a little bit too much.
Yeah, they got a bit of some char on them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like there is a perfect zone around it where like a pizza would be perfectly cooked.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, like I mean, heck, moving on to a different person, like Logan Paul, like with the whole crypto scam thing. Like my
That's
man's
still
basically said, yeah,
is
it's
going
still a thing.
on?
It's recently it's gotten worse. Like basically now he's like, I'm not paying it back.
Oh yeah, that was like 2 months ago, maybe.
No, this
Probably
is
like
like
a
a
month
month
and a
ago, like max. Cause
I was
yeah,
honestly laughing
basically-
when that popped up on the news.
Didn't he say he was gonna pay it back as well?
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
made a contract and an agreement saying, "Hey, we'll reimburse everyone who lost money."
yeah.
Now he's just like,
basically.
nah.
Now he's basically like, wasn't me. I'm not a thing. And I think the reason it took so long for him to pay it back was purely because he was trying to find a loophole. You know,
Yeah,
he was trying
Yeah.
obviously his lawyer's been working in the background trying to figure out a way to not have him pay it back. And now I think he's figured it out. You know.
yeah. Well, to
It's-
get off of the drama, unless you have something else you want to say, we can move on to the next topic.
We can move on.
Black Ops 6.
I'm gonna play it. I've got it pre-installed on my Xbox.
Wolf?
And the game testing,
I will
it's
not be
already
able to
peaked.
play it. I already know that. I cannot play it. My computer won't be able to run it.
The game testing is already peaked. People are already doing trick shots Like I watched a video of some guy diving and like getting a headshot with a sniper rifle.
I'm gonna
It
be
was
honest.
actually dope.
I'm not gonna play Black Ops 6. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna
I
play it for
played-
long. The only reason I'm playing it is because it's free on Game Pass.
That's fair. Zombies,
Like-
at least with the current map that's out
Yeah.
for the beta, that
Yeah.
is fucking ass. I genuinely have to see the other zombies map that is meant to be traditional zombies from Black Ops 2 to, or actually no, from World of War to Black Ops 2, and then to Black Ops 3. We're
Yeah.
not gonna count Advanced Warfare or Ghost or anything like
I'm
that.
very
I'm gonna be
apprehensive
honest,
about zombies.
right?
I'm very apprehensive. Purely because
Fucking
I feel like it's gonna be an online only thing.
yeah.
It's not gonna be any local play. Like with all of the other ones, like so when that game dies, any new maps which are in that game will just no longer exist.
Mm-hmm. Which
And
I
it's
believe.
just like we can go back and play the Black Ops ones. We can go back and play Black Ops 1 if we wanted to, or
Mm.
like any of the other ones, and we'll download the game and there they are. We can play them. But like if Black Ops 6 is going to be a purely online service, like they're saying it is, because that way they can add more assets and all that sort of bullshit. Zombies is most likely also going to be an online service. Like can't you? Isn't it like with one of the Modern Warfare games, you can't play the zombies maps on there anymore
For Modern Warfare?
because it was also an online. Yeah,
Not that I
pretty
know
sure
of.
like one of the most recent ones, you can't play the zombies maps anymore because they've basically been removed.
I have no idea. I will say
Yeah,
this though. The ghost, like alien, whatever it's called, whatever the fucking extract zone or whatever the fuck, is better
Mhm.
than Warzone zombies by a fucking margin. Because at least that is like questline based, kind of traditional zombies, but it's a fun
Yeah.
twist. I'll be honest, bit of a brave statement. Call of Duty Ghost was a good game. I'll be honest, shit was a solid 8.
Enjoyed it. I
And
enjoyed-
their
to be
alien
fair-
mode was pretty okay.
To be fair, a game which I think got a lot of flack, you know, a lot of like hatred, Black Ops 4. Like the zombies in that, like I liked it. I liked Black Ops 4 zombies.
Wasn't Black Ops 4 the original Warzone?
No,
Black,
I mean basically.
you sure?
It had the exo zombies in it.
No, Black Ops 4 was the Battle Royale that they did. That was the original
No.
Warzone before they made Warzone.
Nope.
Are
Black
you
Ops 4
thinking
was not.
of Cold War?
I'm thinking of Black Ops 4. I've got Black Ops 4 on disc right here for my PlayStation 4.
Hmm. What am I thinking of then?
Warzone.
No, there was
Was
one
Warzone-
previous of Warzone.
No, Warzone had its own like Modern Warfare. It had its own like actual thing with it. Black Ops 4. You might be thinking about the Modern Warfare that came out, like which I'm talking about, the one with the zombies. Which is what I'm talking about. That one was like purely online, and even the zombies was, and it basically we've lost those zombies maps. Like you can't play it anymore.
Oh yeah, Black Ops 4. Doggo. Black Ops 4 was the what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It was
It
the
really-
Warzone one. It was Warzone before Warzone.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, you know how
Because
Warzone
Black
is? It's a
Ops
big
4
map.
was
There's
just Black Ops 3 with more like zombies.
Black Ops 4 Blackout. That's what it was. It was
I'm not
Blackout.
talking about Blackout.
No, I'm talking about Blackout. That was Warzone before Warzone. That was kind of like their test into the fucking like battle royale scene. It was Blackout.
Yeah, but Blackout was a separate game.
No, it was the same.
No,
Yeah, because Black Ops 4
was
didn't have a campaign.
Blackout. Yeah, it did.
No, it was Black Ops 4 came out with a campaign, then it came out with zombies, and then there were cutscenes that were added to Black Ops 4 because the player base was mad that Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign to it. Because it was meant to be just Battle Royale and zombies. But then they were like, oh shit, maybe we should cut back. And then finally they added multiplayer into it, and the player base was kind of okay with it.
I mean, it had like a weird campaign. Like there was things going. It wasn't like a true campaign, Black Ops 4. But yeah, it wasn't like a Warzone thing. They did have like blackout mode, but like that was like a temporary thing. That was like added on afterwards. Because that was like an open beta thing. Because that was like part of the advertisement for Warzone, I think. But the game itself was just normal. Yeah, it was just we played it. I don't get why you don't remember this. Like it was just Black Ops 3 with extra steps. Like the zombies, it had the techno zombies and everything. I mean, I can reinstall it as well and just like show you.
No, Blackout wasn't a beta. It was Battle Royale.
No, it was Blackout Beta. Like I've got an image of it right here that says Blackout Beta.
Oh yeah, I see it now. I watched the trailer. Yeah, it's Blackout Beta.
Yeah.
I guess I never played the fucking multiplayer. I only played Blackout.
No, we definitely played the multiplayer, but we played mostly zombies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because we played a lot of Black Ops 3 multiplayer, but when Black Ops 4 came out, their multiplayer was kind of ass.
Yeah.
So we just played nothing but zombies. I mean, I played multiplayer, but it was back when I was still actually playing games on my own. But I get so bored now. Like all games are the same to me now.
Yeah.
So I can't play them on my own without someone I can just be a shitter with. Like an
Honestly,
absolute fucking menace.
Games are there. There's just not a whole lot of games that look interesting.
Pretty much.
It's like, yeah,
like,
we
games
have
exist.
the newest what is it? Warhammer game. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that looks cool. Helldivers. Literal fucking comparison. Wow, you're a big guy in a giant like Warhammer suit fighting hordes.
Yeah.
Helldivers. Like there's games, but each game is just another game.
I feel like it's all the same now. We don't have as much creativity as we used to have. Like games that come out, they actually like innovated on some things. Especially story games. Story games were like popping off in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But I feel like after COVID, everything just tanked. Like game studios stopped giving a shit.
When games started getting inclusive, that's when they started going downhill. Guaranteed, 100%.
Yeah. Inclusivity. Like,
bring it back to
no,
Gears of War. Let me chop a guy in half.
Exactly. No, the new Gears of War's coming out as well. I can't wait for that.
That's true, yeah.
Like, I would love. Are we gonna play that when it comes out?
Totally.
All I'm saying is chainsaw gun.
No, I know. Fuck the chainsaw gun. Fucking Carbine. Carmine?
Yeah.
He's died
I mean,
like
Carmine
fucking
always dies.
3 times. Yeah, three times now.
Didn't he survive in the last game, actually?
Nah, I don't know.
Someone survived. One of the Carmines survived. I don't remember which one.
I think he did because
All
they
I'm
actually
saying
made
is,
him
though,
unique.
Yeah. All I'm saying, though, is, like, where is Wolf's input on all of this?
Real.
Currently just in the background.
Like, the actual fuck. You should be in here, like, giving us your, like, input on these games. Bro's just sitting here listening.
We
he's
invited you to the
He's a viewer.
podcast, and bro just
Like,
doesn't
honestly.
participate.
Dog's only here for, like, the fucking sneak peek preview. You know? He's a viewer.
There have been some really good games that just came out since the pandemic. Like, you had Baldur's Gate 3, which broke quite a few charts.
Yeah, but, like, that's one game.
Black Myth Wukong.
And it's, like, from a
Elden Ring.
relatively new company.
Elden Ring, of course, hit really well.
Yeah, but that's because it's a Souls-like. Souls-like always slap.
Wolf, did you say the past couple of months or the past couple of years?
Past COVID. That's what I said.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you list 2 games. 2 games that kind of
3.
slapped.
Yeah.
Like,
apparently
actual
Black Myth
big
Wukong's
studio
like a-
games.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's
Uh,
plenty of indie games. Indie games are always going to be, like, relatively good. Because
Mhm.
I enjoy indie games, because indie games always just, they're doing their own thing. They don't have to like adhere to strict like I want your money like levels of things.
Like,
it's
Lethal
too
Company
much.
was made by what? One person who's a
Furry,
fucking
one furry.
yeah, one furry. He's made the greatest game. Well, I wouldn't say ever, but it's a pretty good fucking game.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. Like he made that all on himself.
Mhm.
All I'm saying is, Wolf, where's your creativity? Where's your furry games?
Go work at IT and then come back.
Well, it's not a furry
Honestly.
game, but I am creating like a war game.
Oh,
right
that's a
now.
board game. It's got fuck all to do with it. We're talking about games.
I'm going
Where's
to
your furry
adapt
games?
it into being a video game later once I get the money.
Nah, video game first.
That'd be kind of impossible.
No, it wouldn't. The furry did it. You can do it.
Not to the same degree of what I have in mind for some of the games. I need to actually have like an actual crew helping me with it.
Nah,
That's
that one
another
furry
thing.
did it on itself.
We talk about a lot of games and we have really good fucking ideas. We're just lazy.
Yeah, like we did start doing the whole coding thing, and then we just stopped.
Yeah. We have.
I broke the Unreal 5 engine so many times,
Mhm.
like to a point where I was in contact with the people who made the engine, and they were like, "What the fuck did you do?" Like they were baffled. I found bugs in
messed
it that
with
they didn't even know was there.
I messed with Unreal 5 for about a month and a half, and then I was like, I'm not doing this anymore, and I just deleted it. I was like, yeah, I had my time.
Yeah.
Your time is coming. Get the fuck out of here.
Speaking of which, did we ever check that Kickstarter again?
We didn't even launch it.
We did. It was
No.
launched. I swear to God.
No, we didn't put any
was
of the bank information there that we were meant to. That it
What was
just
the
completely
Kickstarter
died
called?
like a couple of days later.
Ah, I thought
What's
we
the kick-
launched it. I don't remember.
What's the Kickstarter called? I'll be able to like check it.
I don't fucking remember.
It's not launched at all. There's no title, there's no nothing. Things are there. It's saved within my account. It's just there.
Yeah. Because we needed to build actual fucking capital for it, for the game which we're doing. Because we're not gonna do it unless we get a team to start making the game. I'll be honest.
Yeah, we're just gonna be the directors. Like honestly,
Yeah, pretty much.
I do not see myself making a fucking game.
No, because I've made a few indie games in the past. I have done it and uploaded them to like those weird sketchy websites.
Itch.io
Like,
and
I've
stuff like that.
received-
Scratch.
Yeah, I've received somewhat good reviews on them. But like they're the most generic indie games you could think of. I made an RPG Maker game once as well. Like I was really into it as a kid. But like now I do not have the physical ability to motivate myself to do the same shit I was doing then.
We are the creative material behind the games. We need someone else to make the game.
Yeah, to
because
basically
we
put it
made
down.
fully fledged fucking factions. We made eight different factions. Where we wanted it, how we wanted it to look, zombies, fucking mutants.
Fucking
We made
plot of this
all
game
of
as
that.
well.
Didn't do any of it.
Full fucking plot. We've got the full plot, everything. Like we know where it's starting, where it's going, and where
We
it's
can
gonna
go
end.
back to the voice messages on fucking Messenger of us just going back and
Yeah.
forth.
Like I swear to fucking God, there's like 600 of them. Like not literally, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah. I remember you were talking about zombies, and then I was talking about fucking basically ecologists from Stalker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like each of them had their own like special traits.
Mhm.
Like you could like get cured, and like they could learn abilities in different like ways.
Mhm.
Like zombies could learn holy magic and become like a fucking lich or something like that. but like it wouldn't be as like good as like like Elf or some shit. So I'm like, all the characters could learn learn the other characters' abilities, but they weren't as good.
Yeah.
Basically.
They had a natural debuff, basically.
Yeah.
Depending on
Like
that
we
would
had it all
be
figured out.
dependent on what faction. Like what
Yeah.
you said, the fucking zombies with the holy magic becoming an elf. Obviously, there is going to be a debuff there about what, 20%? 20% debuff.
Yeah.
It'll take longer to cast
Yeah.
spells and shit like that. Like, we fully
Or
fledged
just
this
be,
fucking
like,
game
not
out.
as effective, like
Yeah.
shit like that. Because
Maybe
you
on
know,
like a
obviously,
super
they're
duper rare
undead, so
chance, the spell just wouldn't work.
yeah, because they're undead, so obviously they're a cursed being. So like holy magic would naturally come hard to them in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because holy magic is what you use to get rid of them. Like they would take damage from the holy magic if they used it. Some
Yeah.
shit like that. It'd be like a backwards buff.
Then we also brought in fucking map wipes just to reset servers, basically dropping a nuke that was in the middle of the fucking like
Yeah, it's just like set off
city.
because it was kind of like how like Adventure Time's like lore was.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a normal ass fucking like city until a nuke went off, and then everyone got like fucking abilities.
Yeah. Then zombies and shit can evolve, and eventually you go from sticks to fucking not mechs but like exosuits.
Yeah.
Again,
Like yeah, you'd evolve from like a zombie into like a different like higher like level of undead. Like fucking
each one
vampires
would
or
have
some
its
shit like that.
own like branch and shit.
Yeah, it basically you get to choose which one which path you'd go on to.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 3 different paths we chose for like zombies, if I remember correctly.
I think we went real basic. We went for speed but low damage, tank and high damage but super slow, and then zombie that was just basically in the middle of that, where it was just like an average zombie, but they were hefty, basically.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, like we have like all of these plans in like just there.
Dog,
Like they're ready to be used.
We talked about this shit last year and we still fucking remember it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's ready to be used. Like it's already there. We just need to find a crew that's ready to work for basically fuck all.
Yeah, basically. We
Like,
just
at
need to
least
give
until the game comes out.
concept ideas, basically.
Yeah.
For people to be like, oh yeah, cool, why not?
Not gonna lie, if we were to pitch this to like a development, company, I think we'd easily get the pitch.
Yeah.
You know. But I
Granted,
think you have
the
to
company
like,
would be like, hey, since we made this, we're gonna do what we want with it. Your idea is still gonna be there, but we're gonna like do what we want to do.
well, no, because we do have it in our contract that we have like final say and stuff like that.
I know for a
Because,
fact we would be in a boardroom for 5 fucking days just going back and forth trying to sort out one major ending. That would be satisfying. And we would end up with the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Oh yeah. It'd be great.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, you just
like depending
push
which faction wins, they have their own ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the humans win, they cure the other factions, become
But
fucking like
in order
they
to do
repair the
that,
world.
you would need to team up with the scientific one and militia one.
Like it'd be.
I'm just saying, bro.
It'd be a whole fucking thing. It'd be great.
Wolf,
like
why don't you have
we
ideas,
could do it like.
What the fuck?
Huh?
We could do it like so the server wipes when like one team wins. We could do it like when a server wipes when one team wins. You know?
Would they have some form of declaration or what?
Yeah. If the group in it would stay, they'd get like a cosmetic or something. Like if they're in the same server.
So it'd be like a community event where we'd be like, at scientist, paragraph, words, go.
Yeah, basically. And like there could be like a pedestal in the middle of the in the middle of the
We'll have it
the
by
world,
the nuke.
like where the bomb is.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, where the bomb is, and it'll change to whichever faction won the last last wipe, basically.
Like what Destiny does with fucking Solstice, basically.
Yeah, and it'll have like a time server run. You know, between wipes, because obviously it'll be different. So say someone like won within like fucking 30 minutes. It'd say time server won 30 minutes, and it'll have like a time record, like underneath of like with how fast the server's been won.
Obviously, it's not gonna be fucking possible because minimum, I feel like.
Yeah, no,
for
we
your faction
definitely
to
have
win,
to have
it would be at least a couple of hours.
That's what I mean.
If
like,
you wanted a
it'd be more
speedrun,
than
you
that.
would at least need like a platoon's
I would
worth
say
of
like an average server should last at least a month.
Yeah. Because you're
And
basically
just have, like,
going
monthly
from
resets.
nothing to advanced fucking like exosuits, zombies are evolving and shit. Like it's
Like
gonna be everything.
like humans would like have a natural disadvantage against the zombies, especially like when they evolve. So like they'd have to like build their mech suits and everything. And if you ever like got caught out of your mech suit, you'd be screwed.
Zombie
you're basically
ability.
a squishy meat puppet.
I
That's
just
what I'm
thought of
saying.
something. Evolutionary tree or a skill you can get, right? Once you're past the first evolution, would be how the fuck, what's the correct wording for this? Like angry hunger, you can kind of word that however you want, where you take you take reduced damage by X amount dependent upon the last time you ate a human.
Consume flesh, yeah.
Yeah. So
you're
basically
talking about
rage mode.
It's not. Yeah, I was gonna say it's berserker mode.
Yeah.
I hate
Hunger
to have to
berserker.
cut in, but I do have to leave. I have to go shopping with my mum. She's planning to do a big shopping trip and needs someone to actually help her. Sorry. Been lovely being on the podcast. See you guys.
Bro was barely in the podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Bro was just like the butler that just held like a bottle, you know.
Like honestly, like we're trying to involve him, but like man was not getting involved.